Welcome to Santa's MLS Tech Workshops, where we'll be going over ways on how to better your business. In this tutorial, Katie Gleboff will be going over how to set up the RPR mobile application and how you can utilize it.
This is my iPhone. It's plugged into my computer so you guys can actually see my screen. Sorry, guys. It's on Do Not Disturb, so I shouldn't get any calls or anything. But what I want to point out, this is my lock screen. You can see I have my cyber sales for Walmart and Sam's Club that come up. But you'll see right in here, I have some reports that I generated out of RPR. And this is kind of cool. And these are some of those notifications. So if you get if you generate a report, or if there's a status change on a saved property, or a value change on a saved property, you do have the ability to come in, and I can click right on that report from my home screen, and it's going to open my RPR app. It's going to pull up that report. So I really quick can come in. I can take a look at the report that I've generated. And then if I want to share this report, I can share it by text message. I can share it by email. I have the ability to share it through social media. So it's getting those alerts or those push notifications from RPR really come in handy, especially if it's a price change on a property that you have saved for a buyer, or if you have a property saved for you, and that there's an estimate of a value change. All that stuff comes over to the mobile app. So definitely take the time to check that out. If you don't have the mobile app installed on your Apple or Android-based device, it's going to work for tablets as well as iPads. I've gone back to my home screen, and I'm going to just jump into my app store. So again, if you're an iPhone user, go into your app store. If you are a Google Play, if you're an Android user, just go into Google Play, or what is that what they call it? Yeah, the Play Store. And it's going to open up, and you have the ability to come in. For some reason, my app store is not loading. But just search for RPR. Can't connect to App Store. This is an Apple thing. There it is. So I'm going to come in. I'm just going to go to my search tool. And then under search, I'm just going to type in RPR. And you want to find the search result that is RPR mobile with that little trademark logo. And this is the app right here that you can go ahead and get or open or install. And that's going to load the RPR mobile app onto your mobile device. The login for the mobile app is the same as the login for the desktop. So you have to have your username and password. But then once you're logged into the app, it pretty much keeps you logged in. So you don't log into it every time. From that point on, I have my RPR app on my home screen, and I can just click into it, and it's going to go ahead and load my home screen. So I have the mobile app. Just keep in mind, guys, even with the mobile app, this is a realtor-centric tool. So the app is not something that a consumer would be able to download and log into. It's really for agents to use only. And when we come into our mobile app with RPR, the app itself is created to work seamlessly with your mobile device. So there's going to be a lot of integration, and I don't want you to fear the integration. So when you get those wonderful little alerts that says RPR wants to use this, and RPR wants to use that, and RPR wants to access this, and RPR wants to access that, please allow us to access that information, because If you want to identify properties based off of the location that you're standing in, we need access to your GPS on your mobile device. If you want to send a report to a contact via email, we need to access your contacts. If you want to add a property photo to a listing, we need access to your camera. So there's a lot of permissions that you're just going to want to go ahead and approve, accept, allow, whatever it may be with the mobile device. And then once you're logged into the mobile app, you're going to see it brings you into the home page. And the home page is just going to share local inventory for where you're standing. So from here, you have properties within a mile radius of where I'm located. So it's depicting me to be in Wilhelmina Rise. It's giving me all of the local properties around that location. I could take my finger and swipe on my home screen, and the next screen is going to say, hey, these are the local market conditions, median estimated home value, median list price, public record sales price. And then I also get a search bar. So I can just take my finger and swipe through all of those home pages, right? And I can look at market conditions, I can search for properties, and I can look at local inventory. Now, if you go to the top of the screen, and when I'm showing this demo, don't try to go back and forth from your mobile device if you have your phone out or if you're trying to install the app. Just put the device down and check out the screen. If you go back to our blog, we have all of this recorded for you, and you can always reach out to our support desk for help. But I want to point out on the screen, we have 4 icons that go along the top here. So if I'm looking at properties within a mile of me and I want to see the 23 new listings, I just click on that link with my finger, and it's going to go ahead and give me that mile radius, and it's going to show me all of those properties within that radius. I can click on any of these to get a view of the properties, right? If I want to go back to the home page, I just click that house on the corner and it brings me back to the home page, right? So I can look at the 23 new listings. I can go back to the home page. I can look at the 38 properties that are available for lease. I can go back to the home page. I can look at the 65 recently sold, and then I can go back to the home page. But if I just want to see everything, if I want to see all the inventory, I want to see all the for sale properties, all the sold properties, all the for lease properties, I can click my little navigation guide up here. This is kind of like your compass, and that's just going to load that map view, right? Where I can see everything that's going on within that half-mile radius. And if I'm coming in every day saying a half-mile radius is way too far, I don't know why it loads a mile radius, I can go back to my home page, and then I can click on this gear on the upper left-hand side. And when I click on that gear, it's going to slide that home page over to the right, and it's going to open up some preferences and settings. So under here, I have a section for user settings, and the user settings allows me to configure that nearby. So if I'm coming in and it's depicting me to be in this location, but I don't want to see properties within a mile, I want to limit this to a half mile. I can click on that gear. I can go into my user settings, and I'm going to go to my set my nearby, and I'm going to grab that circular dot with my thumb, and I can set it to be 2 miles, 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles out, or as narrow as a half mile, right? Another thing I can do is highlight new listings. So let's say I work with buyers a lot and I only want new listings to stand out for the first 14 days that they're on market. I can change this little radio button and say, hey, highlight new listings for the first day, for the first 3 days, for the first 7 days, for the first 14 days. Okay. If you have a very low days on market, you can highlight recent sales to be sold within the last 7, 14, 30, all the way out to 180 days out. So you're just using that thumb to drag those property indicators. There's not a saved here. So if you just go back up to the user settings and collapse it, it's going to go ahead and save those user defaults, right? And then you're good to go. And just below the user settings, I can click, and that's notifications. This is where you can get those push notifications. Remember, if you have that saved property and it goes from active to pending, or it goes from pending to sold, or it goes from off market to active, or active to expired, you're going to get that push notification for that saved property. If there's a list price change, if there is an estimated value change, you can go ahead and toggle these on, and you're going to get that push notification. Once you configure those couple of preferences and settings, you can just click that gear at the top. It's going to slide it back over to the left. You can do a quick refresh, and now you can see how that information on our page changes, right? So we could come in and see all of those properties that are available for sale. So this one with the N is a new listing. It's been added to the MLS within the last 2 weeks, where the other properties that are just blue, those are active, but they're a little bit older. So you do have the ability to kind of use your finger and drag that map around. Interested in a particular property, you can pull up your phone if you want to check it out from the map view, or if you want to check it out from the 30 properties that are available for sale, or if you just want to go down to the bottom on the lower left side that says reports, you can create market area activity reports on the fly from the mobile device. You can create that neighborhood demographic report from your mobile device, but you can also create a buyer tour report from the mobile device as well. So again, it pinpoints your location, and then you can grab every actively listed property that's available within that device, whether the property is disseminated through the MLS, or if it happens to be a for sale by owner property that's in the area, you can add that property to your buyer tour as well, right from the mobile app. The buyer tour is available through the mobile device only at this point in time. And you just hit that next button at the top. You can download or email that report to your client through your mobile device. Our mobile device also does a circular sync. So all of those saved properties that you have through your device, all of those saved searches that you have, whether it's a saved property from the desktop or from the mobile device, are available from the mobile app. And then at the bottom, we have a recent as well. And the recent is really for any recent property that you've looked at, any recent search that you've executed, whether you did that search through your mobile device or through your desktop, any recent report that you've generated. So if you wanted to create one of these reports, again, you wanted to share that report through social media. If you wanted to send a report by text message, you can do that as well. And let me just point out, when you work with your buyers, I love sending reports via text message. The reason I do, and I'm going to go back to my homepage to show you why I like to send reports by text message. I have 332 unread emails. I don't want to go through 332 unread emails to find an email from a realtor.